notorious slow starter as well in first quarters. Let's see what happens now in this second quarter. With the win, 6 receivers set, bad snap, look out, ball on the ground, and does Porter have it? Yes, he does. Boy, what a miserable start here for the Tiger Cats.
And that snap might have been just a little bit off target there. Porter having trouble handling the ball.
Montreal number 69.
Well, Hamilton gets a break here, offside against the Alouettes.
Eric Wilson is the man who gets flagged. You wonder if that may have affected the snap from Marwan Hage with the man right in front of him. Lined up a little bit offside, knowing that he's got to try and get to that guy.
Second and 4, go the Cats. Here's the rush, and over the head of Arland Bruce. A shaky start for Quentin Porter and the Cats. Certainly out of sync, and a lot of pressure again as he delivered that football.
Well, the one thing working in the Tiger Cats' favor at this point is we know that they are a team capable of recovering from these shaky starts. Quentin Porter showed that himself last week against Calgary. But throughout this year, for a team to be above 500 with some of the starts that this Hamilton club has had, they need to show that bounce-back ability tonight.
Larry Taylor cuts once and again. Larry Taylor outside, a flag goes down. It could be against Montreal here, but the dangerous, diminutive Larry Taylor already has returned 2 punts for touchdowns this season.
Well, penalty aside, that was a pretty impressive 5-second highlight reel for Larry Taylor.
Illegal block. Montreal number 97 on the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Newcomer, Riel Johnson, formerly of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, as formerly as last week, traded this week to the Montreal Alouettes. The numbers for Larry Taylor. He is a highlight reel.
Taylor generally acknowledged, along with Tristan Jackson in Edmonton, the two of those guys, since they arrived in the league last season, generally acknowledged as the two most intimidating return men in the CFL.
Okay. It's no longer field now for Calvillo against the wind, too. Stays in, now flushed out, and has running room, and there's the hook slide from Anthony Calvillo, and he does what Quentin Porter does, and he picks up a first down.
Well, AC looked like he might have heard you suggest a few minutes ago that he couldn't run like Quentin Porter.
Yeah.
But this is an element that I really feel AC has added to his game since last season, is picking his spots as to when to run. He's not looking to make a 50-yard run, but he knows where that first down marker is. And when the opportunity presents itself, he's going to take advantage of that. Keep defenses honest and move the chains.
Last year's most outstanding player. The year it was for him and the Owls. In pressure now and brought down. Kahari Long on top of Anthony Calvillo, and for the first time tonight, Anthony Calvillo has to dust himself off.
And this is the key to dealing with the Montreal Alouettes and defeating their offense, is obviously getting to quarterback Anthony Calvillo and disrupting that pressure. Keep an eye here at Kahari Long working from the bottom of the screen. He's working against the right tackle, Jeff Parrott, here.
And such a key for the Hamilton Tiger Cats in any opposition. You know, when they go through film study, that whole line, in fact the front seven, are finding ways to create pressure all week long on Anthony Calvillo. That's the way you can stop their offense. Three-man rush this time. Coburn behind blocking. Avon Coburn close to a first down. He may have one. What a read that time again by the veteran Anthony Calvillo.
This is nice execution across the line, but I want you to keep an eye here on the right tackle, Jeff Parrott. He's again working on Kahari Long. He goes for the cut block, doesn't get him down, but he affects that rush of Kahari Long enough that it opens up a lane for Avon Coburn. Nice execution across the whole line. You think of it as a pass play, everybody forgets about the big fellas. Jeff Parrott did a nice job there to ensure that Kahari Long was a non-factor.
11 first downs already for Montreal. Avon Coburn may have just gotten number 12. Depends on the spot. Looks like he got it. So it's Coburn on the ground, Coburn in the air. Avon Coburn and Anthony Calvillo in perfect tandem here tonight.
Well, this is a clinic on how you want to run your offense into the wind. High percentage plays. Anthony Calvillo throws those short, quick balls so often and so well that he's not really affected by the wind. He's able to still run his offense with the same efficiency, run a ball control offense, eat up time, take away Hamilton's time with the wind.
Coburn spinning now. And by that linebacking core featuring Jamal Johnson and Markeith Knowlton and Otis Floyd. Been one of the reasons, three of the reasons the Cats defense has improved so much this season. Those Lion and linebackers, ex-Lions.
The experience that those guys bring, as well as obviously their skill level, just the attitude that goes along with arriving from a winning organization has been a big part of the Cats turnaround.
Cats need a hold here. 2nd and 5 over the middle. Again, it's Watkins. Finally brought down by Bo Smith, but another big play. Anthony Calvillo right now is shredding the Tiger Cats.
Well, we talked about on the short side of the field, you've got your two receivers. Number 1 guy here is Ben Cahoon. Number 2 is Kerry Watkins. Number 1 gets taken away. Great coverage by Joaquin Bradley on Ben Cahoon. But they're working in tandem. One guy's covered, the other eventually comes open. Calvillo goes 1-2 in his reads. Second guy is there, he hits him for another Alouette first down.
Watkins on the near side of your screen. Two receiver there. Coburn takes the handoff, goes left. Finds another hole, and Avon Coburn again running all over the Cats. Looks like another Montreal first down inside the red zone.
The Montreal Alouettes are just imposing their will upon the Hamilton defense right now. You see it in the run game. Look at that great double team by the guys on the left side of the line. Driving defenders off the line of scrimmage. Avon Coburn's 5 yards downfield before anybody's touching him.
How impressive has that offensive line been? Coburn's been good, but that offensive line has been terrific.
And that's two newcomers, Seagraves and Brodeur Jourdain on the left side, fitting in there perfectly on the Alzo line.
Calvillo, little pump fake, and then over the middle again. Mr. Dependable, Ben Cahoon, and now keeping his streak alive, 121 straight games with at least one catch, and moving up the all-time reception list as well.
Ben Cahoon, Old Faithful, as you said, 121 straight games. Most outstanding Canadian in the East Division a year ago. Previous winner of that award. Future Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Absolutely, as we salute the Hall of Famers tonight in Winnipeg, a gala dinner. Tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game. Alondra Johnson, Jim Mills, Rudy Phillips, Glenn Weir, Tony Anselmo, all being inducted into the Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. And yes, someday, Ben Cahoon, you will have your place as well. 918, one more. He ties Don Narcisse for 4th all-time.
That's a pretty impressive group of guys. Terry Vaughn, Darren Flutie, Alan Pitts. Had the pleasure of playing with all three of those guys. All unique talents, all very special players, and Ben Cahoon's name belongs right there with them.
2nd and 1. Maybe a chance to burn one here. No, they go right up the middle and they get that first down. Colburn again. Thing about Ben Cahoon through the years, ever since he came to Montreal back in '98 with Anthony Calvillo at the time, they have formed a terrific combination. But Ben Cahoon's catches, of those 918, how many of them have been on highlight reels?
But he makes the spectacular look routine. That's kind of been the story of Ben Cahoon's career. That and the fact that I just really believe that people underrate his athleticism. You look at him and he's one of those guys who looks far more like Clark Kent than Superman. But he's fast and he can catch the football and runs great routes.
Colburn again, up the middle, and this Hamilton defense, Jamal Johnson bringing him down, leading tackler in the league. This Hamilton defense has been on the field an awful lot already. They could run out of gas if this continues.
Well, they sure can. You had a bit of a sense of what was coming. You see Avon Coburn with another nice physical run. But when the Alouettes had 10.5 minutes of possession in the first quarter with the wind, you kind of knew what was coming once they had the wind against them in the second quarter.
First-year defensive coordinator, Craig Marshall, responsible with the turnaround here in Hamilton. But right now, they're looking at a turnaround in this game. It's been all Montreal, and a timeout. Anthony Calvillo needed to talk about this, and looked like he may not have had the right guys out on the field.
Well, Greg Marshall, his first year as Hamilton's defensive coordinator, is the man credited by most as being responsible for this defensive turnaround. Longtime defensive coordinator in the CFL, a former CFL player, going head-to-head with the Als offensive coordinator, Scott Milanovich, his second year in that role, but a guy who has very quickly earned a reputation as one of the best in the business itself.
Great chemistry as well with this man, the most important player on the team. And, oh man, look at that. 17 minutes already on the football. Calvillo in some trouble, and Otis Floyd brings him down. And that will set up a third down from about the 2-yard line. And it looks like the Alouettes
well, this is exactly
bringing up their kick team.
This is how Otis Floyd earns his money, is by being a veteran who comes up with big plays when his team needs them. Here, Avon Coburn doesn't get over in time to pick him up on the blitz, so Floyd is responsible for flushing Calvillo out of the pocket, and then with his pursuit, the man responsible for bringing him down to force this field goal attempt.
So again, the best the Owls can do, even though they got very close to the goal line, is come away with 3. Duvall missed earlier. Somehow Hamilton's going to have to find a way to move the football, put some points on the board. The Alouettes have an 18-0 lead with 6:58 to go. One of the sack leaders, the ferocious Anwar Stewart of the Montreal Alouettes. With more on him, let's go down to the sideline now and join Claude Fagg. Claude?
Well, Rod, Anwar Stewart, in fact, comes into this game with 51 career sacks, which is 1 shy of the team record held by Alfred Payton. Now, he and Bob Obilovich, and we're talking about Stewart, actually have some history together. Back in 2000, Obilovich, when he was the player personnel director for the Calgary Stampeders, worked them out in Florida and signed them with the Stamps, but he only managed to make the practice roster the following 2 seasons, and eventually was released. When I asked Obi about that before the game tonight, he kind of looked at me with those defeated eyes and kind of shook his head and just said, I don't know why we ever let this guy go. And the rest, as they say, is history.
One of those that got away. All-star, 7 sacks on the season. Again, 1 away from tying an Alouette team record. Could happen here tonight. Good chance of it. Alouettes kick it off against the wind. Marquay McDaniel bobbles the football. It's on the turf. Who's got it? And would this be a serious blow to the Cats if it's an Alouette? It's Hamilton football. And fortuitously for Hamilton right now, they're able to get it back.
The wind really hung that one up there and affected Marquay McDaniel's judgment perhaps on that ball. Took his eyes off it because the pursuit, the cover team coming downfield was a little closer than he anticipated, and that was what led to the ball. But watch his eyes come off the ball early here. That causes the bobble.
So far, an offense that has not done anything tonight. Deandre Cobb now trying to establish run and is actually pushed back. Final hit supplied by Diamond Ferry. And, you know, as much as you'd like to say, hey, let's move the football, if you're the Hamilton Tiger Cats, this is a defense Ranked number 1 in the CFL for points allowed. They don't allow many.
And you don't want to get in a position where you're playing from behind against the Alouettes.
Porter now, flushed out and sacked. And ball was fumbled, but fortunate to pick it up. It's George Hudson. And another 2 and out for the Tiger Cats.
Well, we've said this so many times this season. If you want to beat Montreal, you've got to play nearly mistake-free football. We've seen Hamilton in their last 3 plays, including the kick return, fumble the ball twice. You can't do that against a good football team.
Seta. Bounces at the 20. Larry Taylor trying to find a seam, nowhere to go. Anna Carter down there for the tackle, so too Ray Marius. 18-7 Alouettes and Wendy's Friday Night Football.